In the year 2023, I faced a difficult phase in my life. Every day I struggled in a job that didn't make me happy. There, I had to deal with different people telling me what to do and what not to do. In addition, with challenging colleagues and a difficult relationship, I felt very negative. When I realized that I was losing control of my life, every day felt like a difficult, never-ending battle. As if I was at rock bottom. In early 2024, I came across an interesting video on YouTube called How Stoicism Can Change Your Life. That's how I discovered Stoicism, something I'm very grateful for. Without planning to, I started using its concepts in my daily life, studying more about it and reading many books. That's when my life began to change. After reading many books about it, I became so interested in this philosophy that I decided to share it with others. The changes were incredible. Anxiety and stress turned into calm and inner peace. My choices became clearer and more in tune with my values. Most importantly, I began to find deeper meaning in each day. Now I want to show you how Stoicism can be a turning point for transforming your life. We'll explore the foundations of this philosophy and how it can be applied in today's world. In addition, we'll discuss how these principles can be a valuable guide to meeting the challenge of building a more meaningful life. So, if you're ready for this journey of discovery and personal transformation with Stoicism, I invite you to join me until the end of this video. This will be one of the most in-depth videos on this channel. Let's start with my introduction to Stoicism, a light in the darkness of my life. By learning from great Stoics, such as Epictetus, Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, and Xenophon, I was taken into a world of extraordinary wisdom. Stoicism, in short, is a quest for virtue, self-control, and discernment. Its main principle states that, although we cannot control external events, we do have control over our reactions and perspectives. This gives us a powerful tool to face life's many challenges. An important point of Stoicism is to understand the difference between what we can control, our thoughts, actions, decisions, and what we cannot control, things that happen and the opinions of others. Stoicism teaches that it is wise to focus our efforts on the things we can change, rather than spending energy on what we cannot change. But this philosophy isn't just about ideas. It gives us practical ways to deal with stress, anxiety, sadness, and how to make decisions. It also helps us to pursue true and lasting happiness in everyday life. In this video, we're going to learn about the basic principles of Stoicism and how to apply them in practice. We'll talk about important things like virtue, steadfastness, acceptance, and acting according to our fundamental principles. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by life, tried to find peace in the midst of chaos, or wanted practical tips to improve your life, this video has useful lessons and perspectives for you. Stoicism can be the key to a fresh start in your life, opening doors to a richer and more meaningful existence. But remember, this philosophy is here to guide and give direction. The real action must come from you. No philosophy can change everything on its own. You too need to take part in this transformation. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to receive valuable tips on this journey to becoming a true Stoic. Let's follow along to discover how this ancient but still important philosophy can change our lives, just as it has profoundly changed mine. Now think about being able to start your life all over again. Imagine pressing a reset button and starting again. Would you do that? Starting over doesn't mean forgetting or ignoring your past. In fact, it's about drawing on the lessons of your experiences and using that wisdom to build a brighter future. Marcus Aurelius taught us that what stands in our way becomes the way. All we need to do is take the next step. As he said, take the next step. No one can stop you. Starting over is an art, a balance between learning from mistakes and moving forward with renewed hope. Our reactions to situations reflect our perceptions. If we see the world as hostile, we act defensively. But when we approach it with kindness, our actions show love. Stoicism encourages us to question and adjust our view of life, to see reality objectively without being dominated by uncontrolled emotions. As Seneca observed, we often suffer more in our imagination than in reality. Sometimes the suffering is caused by something that hasn't happened yet, or exists only in our mind. What if we saw every obstacle as an opportunity? True Stoics don't see challenges as destinations, but as exercises to strengthen the mind. This can open up a new path, taking us even further than before. They encourage us to see difficulties as chances to grow, remembering that just as fire purifies gold, adversity perfects strong people, to strengthen and improve ourselves day after day. That's why I follow Stoicism. Everything we experience can ultimately shape who we are. That's what makes Stoicism so incredible and important. In Marcus Aurelius's Meditations, he not only shared words, but also profound thoughts. The daily reminders to live authentically and with purpose show that the conversation we have with ourselves is crucial. So we need to be our own friends. I'm not saying that we don't need company, but that we should value our own presence everywhere. Being happy in ourselves, regardless of the happiness of others, can be the biggest trap. Stoicism reminds us of the passing nature of everything: happiness, pain, success, failure, and encourages us to live with detachment, valuing the important moments, but always ready to let them go. Epictetus reminds us that everything has a price. Choose what you want to value and be willing to give up the rest. The Stoic journey, although challenging, is rewarding. It teaches us to value ourselves, to find strength in difficulties, and to live with purpose. Facing disrespect or challenging situations with silence can be difficult, but it is fundamental to a fulfilling life. Stoicism highlights the importance of living in harmony, not only with the external world, but also with our inner nature. Ask yourself, am I acting according to my true desires and principles, or just reacting to the expectations of others? Remember that we are always evolving and that our thoughts shape our lives. We often try to please others, seek external validation, and forget our true essence. Stoicism calls us to recognize our inner value, regardless of what others think. As Epictetus said, true freedom is not being controlled by others. In other words, the key to becoming a better person lies in yourself. Acceptance is not giving up, but understanding reality and making wise decisions. Acceptance is about understanding what we can't control and maintaining control over how we react to those events. It's about understanding reality and deciding how to deal with it, rather than just hoping that things will get better. Let's learn to dance in the rain. The present is the only moment we really have. The past has already happened and the future is uncertain. The real power is in the now. Worrying about the future or getting stuck in the past prevents us from enjoying the present that is happening now. The Stoics didn't just talk about their philosophy, they lived it every day, always striving to improve, learn, and grow. What legacy do we want to leave behind? Stoicism teaches that it is our actions, not just our words, that shape our legacy. Life is not measured by the number of times we breathe, but by the moments that surprise us. In a world where people often try to harm us, it's important to remember the power of silence, both outside and inside. In silence, we find clarity, purpose, and a deeper connection with ourselves. This space allows us to reflect, recharge, and focus on what really matters. This makes us reflect and think about what we should stop paying attention to, because we often think about things we shouldn't. This will lead to problems such as anxiety, existential crisis, and even depression. Because this leads to problems such as anxiety, existential crisis, and even depression. This causes you to spiral into problems and stop living. Your life becomes completely frustrated and painful, causing agony that haunts you even in your sleep. For this, the Stoics defined very well how to change these problems. To this end, I made a video showing how they helped me solve problems such as anxiety and depression. Click on the first comment and watch it now. Following Epictetus's advice, don't explain your philosophy, live it. We often realize that the key to moving forward is to leave behind what is holding us back, whether it's old anger or an outdated view of ourselves. Through Stoicism, we discover the freedom to reach our true potential. The kind of thoughts we have is very important for our happiness, more so than having money, power, or status. Valuing virtue, which is acting in a good way in our actions, means being upright, authentic, and kind. It is essential to think about the good things we cultivate during our lives. As Zeno of Kizion reminds us, it's not that we have little time to live, but that we spend too much time on insignificant things. A life full of challenges that we can't avoid can't be ignored, but Stoicism teaches us that the important thing is not what happens to us, but how we respond to it. Don't waste time on unimportant things. Always try to grow more, because it is through this growth that we can become a better person. Every challenge is a chance to learn, grow, and become stronger. As Epictetus said, life is not about avoiding injuries, but about not surrendering to them. When we were younger, the future seemed full of possibilities. Why does it seem that nothing is going right now? Looking at your actions, understanding what worked and what didn't, can be a turning point. But as with many stories, a shadow fell over my life. Alcohol, previously used only occasionally to escape the chaos, became something I needed every day. It darkened my days and made my nights darker. I found myself drinking every day, surrounded by superficial friendships that only existed because of the drink. Without it, There was no friendship or connection. Happiness became hard to come by, and the relationships that were important to me began to fall apart. It was at that moment, in the midst of this spiral of self-destruction, that the video on Stoicism mentioned at the beginning of this text introduced me to this philosophy. It was then that I realized what Stoicism really is. This video marked the beginning of a new phase, the decision to be a different person, to adopt Stoicism as my philosophy of life. I hope this video is the starting point for your new beginning. So comment, "I'll be a new person," and today's date. Let's start a renewal here and now. Just as Seneca described how unbridled passions can take us captive, I reflected on my self-imposed prison and how alcohol addiction dominated my life. Inspired by the teachings of Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and other Stoic philosophers, I began my journey towards sobriety. I learned the importance of self-control, resilience in the midst of adversity, and the realization that we can't control everything that happens to us and what people say, but we can control our reaction to it so that it doesn't affect us. Today, several years after that decisive moment, I have left the previous version of myself behind. Every day, I'm grateful that Stoicism entered my life at that crucial moment. 4 months ago, I completed 2 years without a drop of alcohol because I decided to change, to be different. How long will you wait to change? This philosophy has taught me to appreciate life, to face challenges with strength, and to find a true sense of freedom. Alcohol no longer controls my life. I am now the captain of my own clarity and purpose. Now my mission is to share all these lessons with you. Although the journey has not been easy, the Stoic teachings have been a light in the darkest and most difficult hours. Here are some suggestions for developing skills and integrating transformative practices into your daily life. By applying these ideas from today, or rather from this moment, you will be setting yourself on the path to complete renewal and a clear, purposeful future. Morning reflection time. Take a few minutes every morning to think, remember what happened the day before, and imagine what you want today to be like. Prepare your mind to face challenges and stay calm in stressful situations. Gratitude journal. Write down 3 things you are grateful for every day in a journal. This helps you focus on the positive and appreciate life's little joys. Regular physical activity. Exercise regularly. The Stoics valued a healthy body, whether it be walking, running, practicing yoga, or doing any activity you enjoy. Principle of control. When faced with challenges, remember the Stoic principle of distinguishing between what you can control and what you cannot. Focus on making intelligent decisions and calmly accepting what is out of your control. Self-discipline. Take control of your diet, finances, and time management. Set realistic goals and work consistently to achieve them. Self-evaluation at night. Before going to sleep, think about your actions of the day. Evaluate whether you acted in accordance with your Stoic values and principles. Identify areas that can be improved and plan how to do so. Learn from inspiring examples. Discover books or biographies of people who show the values of the Stoics, such as the books by Marcus Aurelius. Learn from what they experienced. Detach yourself from other people's opinions. Don't worry too much about what others think. Focus on acting according to your own principles and values. Awareness of the transience of life. Remember that one day we will all die, and use this as motivation to appreciate life and make conscious choices. Skills development. Dedicate time to learning or improving skills. Growing as a person is very important in Stoicism and makes you more confident to face challenges. Acceptance of the uncontrollable. Know that nothing will hurt you unless you choose to let it. Accepting what you can't control reduces stress. Appreciate authenticity in relationships. Seek true friendships that are good for both sides, based on virtue. Reading philosophical texts every day. Make a commitment to read philosophical texts or texts by Stoic authors every day. Think about what they teach and how you can apply it to your life. Contemplate mortality. Take time to think that one day you will die. This helps to put everyday worries into perspective and to value the time we have. Cultivate positive self-respect. Face challenges with compassion for yourself and motivation, rather than criticizing yourself for things you can't control. Altruism and community involvement. Look for opportunities to help others without expecting to receive something in return. This helps strengthen a sense of purpose and fulfillment. Remember that Stoicism needs to be practiced regularly and doesn't promise immediate changes. But over time, these practices can transform your life and the way you face challenges. Keep in mind that obstacles are part of the journey. Seek to learn and grow in difficulties, balance your desires and emotions, and cultivate emotional control. Practice being understanding, control negative impulses, and set healthy boundaries for your mental and emotional health. Stoicism offers a powerful path to becoming a better person. We talked about several daily practices inspired by this ancient philosophy that can help you develop self-discipline, resilience, and serenity in your daily life. Pay attention to what really matters, as this will be crucial to your growth. Developing daily practices, such as cultivating positive thoughts in the morning, exercising empathy by putting yourself in others' shoes and offering help to people, can be compared to having a valuable set of tools to face life's challenges. Marcus Aurelius, a wise Stoic, emphasizes that the secret lies in action and the first step. Assimilating these ideas is not enough. Turning them into habits is crucial to incorporating these principles into your daily life. The practical application of these practices can begin immediately. Choose one or more of them and observe how your outlook and happiness evolve over time. In addition, it's essential to understand that building these habits doesn't happen overnight. It's an ongoing process, and patience with yourself is an essential part of this journey of self-discovery and personal growth. As you implement these practices, observe how they positively influence your life and share your experiences. We want to know how these strategies are impacting you and what other themes or techniques you would like to explore in upcoming discussions. Your participation is valuable in making these conversations more relevant and meaningful for you. But we also keep an eye out for toxic people in our lives. Here we'll take a look at who those people are. Click on the video on the screen and watch it now.